Well, just as we begin to say goodbye on the South African morning, we do have to talk about some adventure. And of course, you'll know the name. The family name is royalty in the world of adventure. Legendary adventurer Kingsley Holgate has done it again. And this time he's also joined by his son Ross, completing a world first 35,000-kilometre transcontinental expedition. Ross, good morning. Good to have you with us here on ENCA. So here are just some of the numbers that I can just tell our viewers who are watching us now. 30 countries, 10 months, using just 3 vehicles. What is it with the Holgate family? You can't say no. When someone says, hasn't been done, can't do it. Well, watch the Holgates. Hold my beer. Here we come.
Morning, Gareth. How are you? Hope you well. I'm sorry that Kingsley can't be here, but at least I've grown a bit of a beard to impersonate him. It's been an incredible journey. You gave some of those facts out, and you know what? To be totally honest, the mind is a bit numb after such an intense journey. I've just arrived back home, and I feel like a camera that's where the memory stick is too full, and you need that time to download. I've actually sort of pretty much forgotten some of the places that we've been to. So, you know, if I could just quickly, while I was on the plane coming home, I thought I would just write down a few facts about this expedition and what it achieved. So, Gareth, if you don't mind, and for your viewers, if I could just read out some of those facts to you. Yes, it was a journey, nearly 10 months, 300 days to be exact. A journey that took us from Cape Agulhas, the most southerly point of the African continent, to Noordkap, the most northerly point that you can drive a vehicle in Europe. Yes, we traveled for 35,000 odd kilometers through 30 countries, traversing continents where over 1,000 different languages are spoken. We did, I think we worked it out, nearly 28 million tire revolutions, sat around some 300 campfires. The areas that we traveled through, rainfall was not measured in millimeters, but rather in meters. Temperatures way over 50 degrees, and then the opposite in the Arctic area where we had the fierce Arctic winds. We followed goat tracks, mud tracks, no tracks, mountain passes, river crossings, ancient deserts. We used over 20,000 liters of fuel. Now, this is quite pertinent because we're all going through this kind of crisis, this fuel crisis, but 20,000 liters of fuel, especially when you're paying for it, some of it in Norway, is nearly 50 Rand a litre. So, yeah, quite a dent in the pocket. But the positive side of that is before we left on this expedition, we decided to be somewhat carbon neutral, and we offset our carbon footprint by planting over 6,000 indigenous trees in the Eastern Cape before we left. The expedition itself, yes, was a bit of a risking lives to save lives. Every single member of the expedition contracted malaria. And we had some incredibly dangerous areas to contend with. We spent quite a bit of time in a military prison in between South Sudan and North Sudan. We had the effects of the Ukrainian-Russian war to deal with. We also had an incredible achievement done by one of the expedition members, Mark Nixon, who rode a bicycle every single day. He rode for a total of nearly 650 hours. I think he burnt 360,000 calories and did exactly 10,000 kilometers on his bike. So apart from our achievement in our Land Rover Defenders, he did it by bicycle, which was an incredible
Because it wasn't hard enough to do it in the Land Rovers.
It wasn't hard
he had
enough
to then go and do it on a bicycle. You're sitting there busy watching him, feeling very sorry for him, but he still did an incredible achievement. Just before I say goodbye to you, Ross, because we could talk all day, but we just won't have the time. This was all done, of course, as is normally the case with the Holgate family, whether it's you or your dad or any of the organisations you're involved in, done for a good cause as well. Because you mentioned malaria, every member catching malaria, but this was also about malaria prevention. Briefly, tell me about the good work you guys did as well.
Yes, so all the expeditions are linked to a theme of using adventure to save and improve lives. The geographic challenge, that is the catalyst, but it's the doing good that is the most important thing. And we managed to touch over 300,000 lives just on this expedition through the distribution of mosquito nets to pregnant moms and children under the age of 5 in sub-Saharan Africa, the distribution of right-to-sight spectacles to the poor-sighted, the distribution of life straws, water purification devices, and also the distribution of food packs to creches and moms and children, obviously in South Africa, and that was part of our post-COVID relief program. So definitely it was a journey of purpose. It wasn't just about boys jumping in four-wheel drives and driving from A to B. It was using this adventure to save and improve lives. And
it certainly looks like you saved so many and improved so many lives. Malaria, eyesight, food parcels. I don't know how the Holgate family manages to do it every single time. They change so many lives. Ross, congratulations to you, your dad, the entire expedition as well, from all of us here on ENC.